Alright guys, today I'm working on the Yoda, and I'm fixing a problem this thing's had for a while. Third brake light on these are busted. And of course they're discontinued from everywhere, so you have to find one used. And it happens to be blue. And not only is it blue, but it's been freshly repainted. But they did a crap job repainting it because the seal is also painted. So they didn't even remove this, so it must have been, whatever truck this came off of must have been a quick respray, one of those, I don't know what, $300 paint jobs, probably not even $300 anymore, $500. Or just, it could have been a good paint job, other than the fact they didn't go through all the rigmarole of properly doing a paint job, which is when you take everything apart, take everything off, and paint it individually and all that stuff, which is what you're supposed to do. But, I wanted to put an LED light in here. And I didn't really just want to put just a standard bulb in it. Because on my Sonoma, the third brake light, they make a replacement kit, which comes with the little small bulbs, the festoon bulbs. And then there's an LED board that you double-sided tape after you put the boards in. And it looks pretty good. So I was like, alright, let's see if there's any 194 equivalent of that. Well, I looked and looked and looked and looked and didn't really have any success. So I was looking for just replacement LED boards. You can find LED boards, all the time, just little different sizes and all this other stuff, make them in mass out of China. But I couldn't really find any that were the correct size to fit in here. So I started doing a little digging, and I remember when I did the third brake light on my Jeep, and how it looked like it could basically unscrew apart. So I got to looking, and this is not for a Cherokee, but this is for a Grand Cherokee, a 99 to 04 Grand Cherokee, just standard Amazon third brake light. Just a standard third brake light from Amazon. And I pulled the lens off, which was easy. I just took a screwdriver in there, pried it off. Then, once you do that, there's 2 screws to the backside, and that'll pull this plate off. So I'm going to take that out real quick. Once you pull those screws out, here's just the bare housing, which is literally a housing where you can just put a standard bulb in it. Here's this piece. The only thing you have to do now, there's 2 more screws on the back, and then this is just a blank LED board. And what this LED board will fit inside here. And then I got some JB Weld that I can epoxy, that I can just epoxy it in so it stays flat. Now I don't have it right now because I haven't ordered it yet, but they do make replacement lenses for this third brake light. Clears with a K and a Z. They have a third brake light cover, and you can get it in smoke and some other things. Both for the 4Runner and the pickup truck. And you got, lens options, which is, light smoke, dark smoke, red, or custom color. And they also got the full lens covers and all that stuff. If you watched my old video on my when I was going around showing my tow mirrors on my Yukon way back when, I talked about them because that's the lens I used on my Yukon for the tow mirrors, for the little cover. At the time, they were the only company that made drop-in, replacement lenses. Of course, everybody and their mother makes them now, and you can get them so much cheaper than you can from them. However, their quality is really good and lasting. Those lenses haven't yellowed one bit, and some aftermarket stuff they do. But anyway, I plan on getting that in a light smoke eventually for this. But for now, I'm just going to put this in behind the red lens. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, unwrap this, pull this out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to glue it. Back to the light, I pulled the front faceplate off, which had 2 screws on it. And then there it is. I just stuck this piece in, and as you see, It just kind of nestles down in here. Real nice like. And there you go. There's your LEDs. Now, it would be nice if I could get a bigger one and a longer one, but it's kind of hard to, you know, these little LED boards, you'd have to go through and pick and choose a bunch of different sizes to try to find one that fits 100%, you know, and covers the whole entire thing all the way across. But this is better. This is going to be more nice than this. So, the only thing I got to do now is I got some epoxy. I would have liked to get some kind of gel epoxy. I don't think this is a gel, so it's going to try to run all over the place. This is going to be runny as heck, but hopefully I can kind of stand this up, and I can just kind of run glue along the bottom and run glue along the top, get it centered, you know, exactly where I need it, and hopefully it stays, because it sets in 5 minutes, so hopefully it doesn't just run all down the backside where I can't put the cover back on. I'm not using this one because this one's all burnt, but anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to get this epoxy, I'm going to get it run through here, and I'm going to glue it on there. And alright, and there it is. You're not going to be able to see it in the camera, but I just kind of put a bead around the whole thing. Hopefully by the time it starts drying and whatnot, it's going to be, you know, completely, it's not just going to all drain out the bottom. I still see a layer all the way around it, so hopefully it's fine. Anyway, so I kind of put some in here, mixed it up. Yeah, it was really runny, but I just took it, the tube, put a big fat bead here, put a big fat bead here, and just kind of ran it across the top and then ran it across the bottom. And I'm just going to let it sit. Looks like most of the glue is still there where it needs to be. So we'll see if all of it runs out or not. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pull my old one off, which is just screw there, screw over there, and screw right here, but on the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that off, and we'll go from there. And here it is, just all flippy floppy. And now I got to go through here and clean all this up. And yeah, it's actually the original paint underneath it. It's still in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all that off, and I'll be back once that glue settles. Alright, it's pretty much, it's not, you know, solid, it's still soft, but it is now set up, it's not moving, everything's good. So, yeah, everything's still pretty much on there where I put it, nothing really leaked down. So, I'm going to go ahead and start putting it back together, make sure your gasket is on here where it should be. And I think I'm going to put the holder in here and then put the cover back on it that way. Just how I took it apart. So I'll be back after I get all that done. Alright, I came up here and cleaned all this stuff off. And I've already figured out that on this, the red needs to be facing up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and fight while I try to keep this gasket on that I decided to rip off that I should have just left well enough alone. And there it is, and you can actually kind of see where the LED board is on the inside. So I'm going to set it up so you can see the brake light. And there you go. And this seal actually seems like it went down pretty good. So that's going to hold for now. And at least I have it matching, and it's not red like the other one I had. It was a very, very faded red. So, which makes sense. This truck's been repainted because it's been wrecked. I don't think the whole truck's been repainted, but a lot of the truck's been repainted, but the roof is just terrible. And so is the hood. So if they repainted it, must have been a long time ago, and then set outside and sun-baked the hood and the hood, the hood and the roof. But yeah, gives the brake light a nice modern look. That's a third brake light on an 89 to 95 Toyota pickup. And if you're overseas or in some other places, I think it goes to like 97 Hilux. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.